Joining us now is a member of the 118th Congress, Republican Representative Matt Rosendale of Montana. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate you joining us. As Rachel Scott just reported, this session of Congress is among the least productive since the Great Depression. 34 bills enacted so far. Do both parties share the blame here?
Most of the people back in Montana thank me for only passing that many pieces of legislation, Lindsey. They recognize that every piece of legislation that gets passed up here usually takes away some of their liberties and some of their paycheck. And so what they would prefer to see is us to reduce spending instead of piling this $34 trillion debt on top of the general public. And they would like to see us secure the southern border so that we know that our country isn't being invaded by folks that want to do us harm.
Do you support the bipartisan compromise to avert a government shutdown made by Speaker Johnson with Democrats?
I do not. I do not. We're still looking at about a $1.6 trillion spend in discretionary spending. And we're going to be holding a press conference tomorrow with members of the House and Senate saying that we are more concerned with securing our southern border and making sure that that is taken care of than we are in writing another check to Joe Biden to continue his agenda.
But think about the countless people who would lose their paycheck if the government does shut down. Is there any sympathy for them? What we have discovered over the last several years, Lindsey, is that there's very few people that actually lose a paycheck when the government is in a slowdown. 85% of government, including Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, all veterans benefits, these things all continue on. This is nothing more than a ploy that the left uses to try and scare people into thinking we must take action today. Congressman, do have to push back. I mean, we have spoken to members of the military on this show who say they don't know when their next paycheck would come in if the government shutdown is not averted. So I don't know that there's just some, falsehood there that people actually, their livelihoods would be at stake. But I do want to ask with regard to that, is Speaker Johnson's livelihood in jeopardy potentially to the degree that you're not happy with this deal that he's made to avert the government shutdown?
I will tell you this, that he started off with a lot of support. The very first resolution that we passed was to fund Israel to the tune of $14.5 billion. And we found a pay for in the area of taking the money from the IRS. People across the country rejoiced at that. Not only were we providing the additional funding for Israel that they were seeking, but we took it from an agency that has been harassing and attacking American citizens for the last couple of years. And that is the way we anticipated that his administration was going to function going forward.
So would you like to see him keep his job at this point?
I would like to see him keep his job, and I would like to see him keep his word. I want to see him be bold and take the kinds of actions that are necessary for us to rein in this out-of-control spending and also for us to secure our southern border so that we can avoid this imminent threat that's taking place.
I know that you said that your constituents there in Montana are happy that Congress has only passed these 34 bills, but the work of the people, the work of the country does need to get done. And I am curious if there's an example of something that you would meet Democrats on halfway.
Oh, I have met Democrats in the Veterans Affairs Committee. We've done incredible work. As a matter of fact, we've been able to make sure that the benefits that our veterans are due to receive are going through. They would, as a matter of fact, in a government slowdown, still continue to receive those benefits.
We've just learned today that Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin has been diagnosed with prostate cancer. And I'm just curious, you have moved to introduce articles of impeachment against him over not disclosing his stay at Walter Reed Hospital. Do you believe that he should be fired outright by President Biden?
I think that if he were to turn in his resignation, that the president would be well advised to accept it. This is going back to a long tenor of problems that we've had with Secretary Austin. We had a Chinese spy balloon that was allowed to enter our airspace. He denied it, didn't even want to come clean with the American public that this thing was traveling around. It spent several days over some very sensitive defensive systems in Montana, Malmstrom Air Force Base, and an entire field of ICBMs. It is a shame that he's been diagnosed with prostate cancer, and I certainly wish him well, but I wish him well in his private life. I think it's time for the president to take action, and if he doesn't, then the House of Representatives will.
So it sounds like you do plan to move forward with the articles of impeachment despite his prostate cancer diagnosis.
I will be introducing the articles this evening when we gavel back in the House of Representatives.
Congressman Rosendale, really appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.